A pleasant morning to all of you. Today, I, Richa Parekh from St. Thomas High School, Mahua, am here to further continue with the subject of social science for the students of class 8th. My dear students, today we are going to study about the reasons of population growth. Population growth increase in a natural phenomenon, but there are various factors responsible for the population growth. These are as follows. So here we are talking about the population growth. The population which is increasing day by day is considered as a natural phenomenon, but there are many other factors which are responsible for the population growth. The first one is immigration from other countries for industrial or trading, educational, or just for the settlement purpose. The people, those who are immigrating, that means moving or shifting themselves from one country to the another country or to our country for industrial or trading purpose or for education or just in order to have a settlement purpose. Just they are settling for the further life in our country. So when the people move from one country to the another country is also considered as one of the reason for the population growth. The second is the lower death rate in the last 2 decades. That means in the span of last 20 years, the death rate has been continuously declining. That means decreasing. Earlier, the rate of the population growth was low as the infant and the female mortality rate was high. The number of pregnant women dying due to unavailability of the proper medical aid was high. The modes of transportation and roads were not as good as now, so the people could not reach the medical centers easily in the times of need. There was no control over the diseases like cholera, typhoid, plague, etc. Even famines were more frequent, scumming many lives. Medical facilities were not as developed and accessible as now. So the second reason for a declining death rate is in the last 2 decades is also the reason for the population growth. Nowadays, the rate of the population for population growth was low as the infant and the female mortality rate was high because during the earlier times when a female and a female mortality, that means a pregnant woman while giving a birth to a child, okay, the rate of those death was very high, and also the death of a newborn baby, that means new infant, was also high. Why? Because the number of the pregnant women could not get the proper medical aids, proper medical treatment during the time of her pregnancy. The modes of transportation and also the roads were not good, so that the people could not reach in order to save their life. They could not get the medical centers, the medical aid in the time of need. There was also no control over the diseases like cholera, typhoid, and etc. Nowadays, you can see that the vaccines are easily available. Even famines is a natural disaster in which we don't receive rainfall for a couple of years. So famines were also, the rate of the famines were also high, so that the proper amount of the food grains won't be available and the people used to die out of starvation. Medical facilities were not as developed and accessible as now. For that, we can say that nowadays, in the times of COVID, you can see that many facilities are available. The people, those who are suffering from this diseases, can be shifted from one place to another. The amount of the medical aid, the doctors, the medical centers are ever ready to help one another, and the medical facilities are developed nowadays. So during that times, during last 20 years, before 20 years, there was no such facility available. The scenario has completely changed today. Nutritious food is now also available to the people. Communicable diseases are under control due to the advanced medical treatment and vaccination programs. So nowadays, the situation has completely changed. Nutritious food is also available to the people, and the diseases which are communicable, that means can be if infected from one person to another, are under control, and the vaccination programs are also easily available. Immediate medical help, speedy mode of transportation, and communication are also available. The disaster management, pre and post disaster management, has improved, and the people who get affected are rehabilitated faster. So here, the amount of the life which people used to spare, the disaster management has now improved, and the people, those who are affected due to this disaster, they are shifted from one place to another as soon as the disaster management gets the hint about any kind of disaster which is going to hit soon. Thus, due to this, the death rate also has decreased. This has led to the higher population growth rate. It is obvious that when the death rate is decreasing, the population growth will increase. Apart from the above factors, the average life expectancy of the human has also increased. Before, in 1920, the average life expectancy was 40 to 41 years, which has now increased to 63 years. My dear students, here we are at the end of today's video. In the very next class, we will further discuss the reasons for the higher population growth rate. So till then, read the textbook as a part of your homework. Thank you and have a nice day.